or like used to release, it used to be like the cool thing to collect all the books. I loved all of them. I was that person that wanted every book, and I liked the hardcovered versions of these books. And I read all of them. Oh, there's more. You know what? This might be a future thing, but I might just cop because there's 10 of them I haven't read. All right, we got the original. We got. Alright, Greg Heffley was a narcissist.
What is a narcissist?
Thank you for
a word born from Greek mythology, originating from a man named Narcissus, or Narcissus, a beautiful hunter who was punished by the gods for falling in love with his own reflection. Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Falling in love with his own reflection. What's the opposite of narcissism for me then? I might actually have to Google that. Opposite of... I'm a modest dude. No, I'm not. I hate myself when I look in the mirror. I'm the opposite of narcissistic.
As someone who is extremely self-centered and has an exaggerated sense of importance. Narcissists are people who exhibit attention-seeking behavior, people who expect others to recognize their quote-unquote superior qualities. They lack empathy, have a grandiose sense of...
So what you're telling me, being a Sigma male is narcissistic, like being a Sigma male is narcissistic. Continue with this joke. Let me just
self, and most importantly, they exploit others. Now, I have one question for you. After listening to everything that I just said, who comes to mind? If the answer...
What'd the kid do, bro? Is he talking about the actual character? Like, because the title is named after the character, but is he talking about the actor or the character?
Is Greg Heffley? Of
course.
Then this is the video for you.
Watch party with MTV.
New Olympic or...
I thought that said Ozempic, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this is targeted to me.
The way, these are just jokes, man. Last video, I got too many comments calling me an idiot, saying, you know, I need to know what the definition of a psychopath means. I spelled psycho wrong in the thumbnail. The last one was right, but, you know, still, relax, dog. It's not that deep. I'm just here to entertain y'all and make sure everybody has a good time. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff I point out may be a little true. I'm just...
Alright, as a dumbass, I'm talking about myself. Is narcissism self-glazing to the point where it's extreme? And that's like the definition that I should take in? Because like, self-respect can be a form of narcissistic act, but in this situation, you overdo it, right? I'm assuming that's what they mean by the word.
You know, I'm just talking, bro. I'm yapping, bro. Anyway,
me too.
Let's begin. Alright, so just like I mentioned in the intro, there are several characteristics of a narcissist, but I want to pay closer attention to these three right here, because Greg here...
What a dickhead Greg, bro.
...doesn't just showcase all of these traits. He puts on a masterclass. Grandiose sense of self, a lack of empathy, and exploitation of others. I'm going to take you guys step by step and show you that this right here is a tier 1 narcissist. Let's go. Right off the bat, not even 5 minutes into the first movie, he starts propping himself up by shitting on his so-called best friend Rowley, basically calling him a loser, you know, for liking Santa, playing with toys, and liking Justin Bieber. Just straight dogging him for being an 11-year-old, right? But what are Greg's interests? What motivates Greg? What does Greg want? The answer? Nothing. You know, it's very important to know that what a narcissist wants at its core, what it craves, is power. Like a normal person is going to work towards something. For instance, you know, somebody wants to help people, so they go into the medical field and they learn about caring for others. But with a narcissist, anything that they do is not necessarily driven by a passion or a hobby, but it is mainly driven by the desire for power or status. And this little shot right here represents that.
I just realized, why is bro's hitting on a 10-year-old? Can you, what age do you have to be called a narcissist? That's a crazy sentence to say, but still, like, you're 10, right? You do not know what other people think about you in a sort of manner, right? You know, that's why kids are annoying to a certain degree, because they don't know how annoying they are, but they learn over time. So narcissists, calling a kid a narcissist would not make sense, because they don't know what they're doing. They're just like, oh, I'm gonna say this about myself. Oh, exploitation of others. Expect to be treated as. I'm reading out blibberish, but look, it's literally half of schools, bruh. Boom, boom, boom. I can imagine a movie made about a chick that acts like a bitch in front of others. There's literally thousands of high school movies where, the jocks, oh my god. I'm having an identity crisis because there's a lot of... So is narcissistic is not like a rare word. It's a casual ass word.
Necessarily driven by a passion or a hobby, but it is mainly driven by the desire for power or status. And this little shot right here represents that, because this isn't Greg, you know, just yapping, talking about his life. No, this is the world of his true desires. The status of being rich and famous, but it's never implied what he does. It just says Greg Heffley rules, because this little nigga has no aspirations in life. He only wants to be at the top of the food chain, and that's basically what this entire movie is about. Him trying to social climb his way to being the most popular person in school by any means necessary, which takes me into point number 2. Starting off with one of this movie's biggest scenes, you know, the football scene where Rowley gets his arm broken. And that only happens because Greg's total disregard for the potential danger. In fact, Greg was supposed to go first, but he pulled the excuse of, oh, nah, my leg is tired, as if Rowley's leg was not tired. He disregarded.
So... You know, I'm just continue.
Rowley's experiences and shit. And even after he breaks it, he didn't even think it was a big deal. He was like, you know, chill out, bro. You all right, bro? Get up. You be all right. You tough. And he really does not give a fuck, like, at all, until he sees the attention that Rowley is getting from the girls and just everyone in general. So what does Greg do? Fakes his own injury and tries to impress the girls. And at several points before this, he openly disrespects Rowley's interests and tries to make him into something he's not, to better serve as an assist, I don't know the word, but it's just to better, like, help him rise to power. And take that whole Zooey mama shit that Rowley came up with for an example. Greg was hot for 3 reasons. Number 1, he didn't come up with it. 2, it took off. And 3, he thought that his was way better. He thought Rowley was just not capable of coming up with some shit that would go viral, you know what I'm saying? Which goes back to point 1, which is his grandiose sense of self. But most importantly of all the shit that he does to Rowley is the safety patrol incident, where Greg, who started this shit with high schoolers, you know, on Halloween, he tries to hide from them the next day, takes the kids and throws them into a ditch, which gets both of them in trouble. He forces Rowley to take the blame for it and gets him kicked off the team, and Rowley is like, nah, fuck that shit, we're done, you're cut. You know what I'm saying? He kept climbing up the social ladder just naturally, being a regular cool ass dude, and Greg got thrown down to that Fregley tier. And once he realized, like, oh shit, my plan is cooked, he was quick as fuck to touch that cheese and save his spot. Like, I'm telling y'all, dog, Greg do not even like this nigga for real. So number 3 don't really got nothing to do with Rowley, but everything to do with Roderick. And as we all know, Roderick got that bum ass band. So, you know, boom, Greg and Roderick been beefing for a hot minute. You know, they're brothers, but still, it's free smoke. I'm sure anybody with a sibling within their age range can relate. What I'm trying to say is Greg does not fuck with Roderick until Roderick's capabilities align with Greg's interests. So looking at the 3rd movie, he's been chasing after Holly Hills for 2 movies now, and he has gained very little ground. But he knows that her sister, her older sister, is having a party, and that the only way that he can get access to Holly is if he has an in to the party. So he gasses up Roderick to bring his band and play for the party. Now, it's important to note, we the viewers rock with Loader Diaper. You know what I'm saying? This is culture right here. But in the context of the source material, in the context of the movie, they suck ass. And Greg knows this. But Greg is a narcissist. He's willing to do whatever it takes to get to Holly, to get what he wants. But before I talk about the result, let me just point something else out. You could make the argument that Greg doesn't even like Holly for Holly. Like, he's not really, like, into Holly. He's after her because of the status he can gain by having her by his side. Because if you remember, his whole purpose in the first movie is trying to get, like, #1 ranked in his middle school. You know, he's trying to be the most popular dude. And why while that goal is never really addressed that much, you know, in the second and the third movie, it's still there. You can see it. You can see it in his eyes. He still has that desire. And, you know, narcissists are savage. Anything they want, they will try to get, which is why Greg, like, blatantly lies to his dad about, like, finding some productive shit to do during the summer. Whole time, he's bumming it out at this country club trying to get closer to Holly. And he's willing to go as far as letting his older brother embarrass the fuck out of himself. But guess who got what they wanted? And you know what's crazy? That's not the first time that that's happened too. Because in the second movie, at the end, you know, his band finally got to play and shit. And, you know, they kind of bombed, but, you know, his mom was going crazy and Roger wasn't really fucking with the footage. But Greg, trying to go viral, trying to social climb, posted it online. And, you know, you could make the argument that he usually redeems himself at the end of the movies, but when you really think about it, low-key, he's really only doing it to regain the power that he once lost. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all gotta go back and watch these movies, man. You gotta really look at them.
My entire childhood has been a lie. The fact that that narcissistic Greg Heffley, this video has confirmed
And scan his
and it's shattered my heart.
player bill, bro. He's a narcissist. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for this video today. I know this one was kind of short, but you know, that's just because I wanted to get something out there for y'all so y'all could enjoy it. I do have another one coming probably sometime next week. It'll probably be close to the end of next week because I got finals and shit to prepare for. But just a little.
Alright, W minutes. You know what? I'm gonna subscribe. That's a really good video, but holy.